I haven't seen it in a little bit. Like I didn't watch it. My brother's wife.
Uh-huh, sure.
Oh, I wanted to like because I think I was actually hanging out with you and
Oh,
you and everybody.
that's funny.
Yeah,
The time
because
you left.
and
That's
when right when I came back home, she was like, "So you missed Cheetah Girls?" I was like, I just watched this trailer.
Which one?
It's called Here Today, and it's with fucking Billy Crystal.
Here Today. I
Yeah.
haven't seen this one. What is this?
It's uh it's one of those Billy Crystal. He's just like starring in, he's directing it, and Tiffany Haddish is also in it. Your
Really?
favorite, yeah. And it looks so like cheesy, but I mean like it's like he's like a comedy writer, and she's like a girl that he just becomes friends with. It's one of those movies. Old guy and older comedy icon and younger, fresher comedy icon come together and do a very sentimental, enjoyable,
Who's
crowd
the other person?
pleasing
Oh,
film.
Tiffany Haddish.
Yeah, no, it looks.
I mean,
It's
Billy
one of those
Crystal.
trailers where like it shows the entire movie. Like I don't have to see
Oh,
the movie
okay.
anymore,
Does it look
but
like it would not make it to theaters, or it could go either way?
definitely not the
It's
theaters.
not. Yeah, well, because I know
Definitely not.
Billy Crystal just made a movie with Ben Schwartz.
Yes,
What
yes,
was
I
that
still haven't
called? I
seen
wanted
that.
to see that,
Standing
but
up,
yes,
falling down, standing up, or
yeah,
standing up, falling down, something
yeah.
like
One of the.
that.
It's like the oxymoron of. Yeah,
Yeah, no, he's supposedly supposed to be really good in that. I
yeah.
totally forgot about that movie. I have not seen that yet.
I'll have to check out this trailer. Billy
Yeah, it was
Crystal.
very strange. Well, how are you, Elijah?
I'm very good. I've This is gonna air after. Yeah, okay. So we did our live episode, and so this is our first recording after our live episode, and feels different. It's not as I miss you, Justin.
Yeah, I miss you too. No,
We miss
it's
that. I miss that
yeah.
and I it's just digital is not the same remotely, but it's the future, I
Yeah,
guess.
doing episodes back to back and then like not doing some like
Yeah.
with like for like a week was very strange to me.
Yeah, that's yeah. I realized that's how we should probably do it though, because yeah, it felt different. I was like, what am I gonna like? I just did a lot of planning for like 2 weeks, and like I'm planning on coming out there for like a week, and I want to be
Oh
like
yeah,
just like yeah to like have like a writing thing because when I'm here, I get distracted a lot. So I'm gonna do like a getaway for a week, and so like I'm gonna
nice.
be there with you and work with you for as the time I can, and then while you're working and stuff, I'm gonna be like, well, I can take this time to really write by myself finally, like focus because I live with my brother, so I do a lot of things with my brother, and
Yeah,
it's one of those getaway trips. Lock myself in a room for a weekend,
right.
get a project done.
That's
That's
how
what I plan on doing this in May.
that's what I was gonna do when I was in Vegas when I did my trip. But
Yeah, but too many people missed you and they hit you up.
yeah, yeah,
You were making rounds all around the state.
I really was, dude. We went to a pool party.
It
I
was
got naked.
insane. Yeah, right, within minutes, and then
Within minutes.
you're just sitting there waiting for your friend to show up to jump in. I guess I should put my
Uh,
clothes on now.
Yeah, no, that was so funny. I just
That's funny.
remember Autumn being like, why are your nipple hairs so long?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I
No,
guess
that was a
that's
great
not
time.
something that people really address because I agree. My nipple hairs get long as well,
Yeah.
and I do not address them as much as because it's like when you grow up, you're just like I said, we're getting older. We're growing hairs in places we didn't know you could grow hairs. Like what?
Yo, I'm growing hair in my eyeballs.
All right. So sounds like you're doing good.
Yeah,
That's
yep,
good.
yep, yep. I do miss it over there. It was sad kind of coming back, but you know, hey, I'm hurt.
Well, welcome to History of Popcorn, your
Woohoo!
secret public movie club, where we're going to tell you some movie news and we're going to talk about it. And hopefully, you interact with us and let us know what you're interested in about movies coming out because we want to discuss. We're a podcast. Do you want to? I'm going to start off with something that we and I are both probably excited for.
I was just gonna
Uh,
say, like, this is the first time ever in all the episodes that we've done where Elijah's not sent me a template for things that we're gonna talk about.
yeah, I forgot because I
No,
kept
no, this is
updating
perfect. I
it.
like it. Yeah, no, I like it. I like it.
Okay,
Keep me
here
on
we
my
go,
toes.
Justin. Yeah,
Okay.
I like that. Here we go.
Yeah.
Justin, we're
All right.
getting Into the Spider-Verse 2, and we finally have the directors attached. They announced 3 directors. 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
Because obviously it's a huge undertaking.
yeah.
Was there 2 directors on the last one?
There's usually, when it comes to with animation, there's usually more than one director
Yeah, because
because
there's
there's just so many things.
they'll do like 5 seconds and there'll be like 5 different people working on each second
Exactly.
because it's so intricate,
Yeah.
especially with Into the Spider-Verse. And
Yeah.
that's why it was so beautiful. But we got 3 directors for Into the Spider-Verse. We
These
got
official directors.
yeah, these are the officially announced directors. We got Joaquin Dos Santos, Kemp Powers, and Justin K. Thompson.
Ooh, Kent
Um,
Powers.
yeah, Kemp Powers, who was the co-director of Soul, and he was the
Yep.
writer of One Night in Miami. So
Yep.
he
Yep.
probably
Yep.
came on board to bring down, like, have the I don't know. He seems like the
To probably
prestigious
talk
one.
about the black culture more, because that's why they brought him into Soul, because they
Oh,
realized,
cool.
because originally it was gonna be a white character, then they were like, no, let's have the character be black, and then all the writers and stuff, they were all like, well, we don't know anything about that
Yeah,
because
they
we're all
have to
white.
hire better writers for that. That's better.
Well, he was
That's
already a
good.
writer for Pixar, but he contributed so much that he became, like, they credit him as director and
Hmm.
writer.
Is he
So
the one that
that's
that they
that
like
can probably
he
be.
based it off like a real like a real teacher that he knew?
Yeah.
And that's why because I remember reading about it. Okay, so yeah, we got him, Kemp Powers, and we also got Joaquin De Santos. He was a director for Legend of Korra and Avatar: The Last Airbender, which is one of my favorites.
Nice.
And Justin K. Thompson is making his directorial debut with this. He was the production designer on Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 1 and 2. He was the art department in Powerpuff Girls, Kim Possible, Dexter's Laboratory. He was a
Oh,
writer on
fuck yeah.
the original Powerpuff Girls, so he's on
Oh,
board.
fuck yeah.
And
Sweet.
obviously, Phil Lord and Christopher Miller are coming back still, October 7th, 2022.
Oh, man. So they have a date and everything, huh?
Yeah, they announced it, I think, like almost a year ago, probably, when it
Oh,
was.
wow.
They were like, but they like gave it a good enough time.
Right. Yeah. No, I remember hearing talks about it, but I didn't think it was actually going to happen, because I mean, like, I know that they teased at the end of the first one, that they could be, they're open for sequels.
Mm-hmm.
But I was honestly like, man, I don't really need a sequel. But if they do, I mean, like, I trust them. I just hope that it's not going to be like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs too.
Yeah, I hope not. I mean, have you heard about that interview with Alfred Molina about Spider-Man 3, the MCU Spider-Man 3?
No,
He got interviewed by
that's Doc
Variety.
Ock, right?
He was the original Doc Ock in Spider-Man 2, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2, which
Mm-hmm.
is the best, and he's an incredible character.
Yes, 100%.
And it was rumored for a while that he was on the new Spider-Man MCU, and then it got confirmed by Zendaya that she was like, Alfred Molina is incredible on set, and so we're like, oh, he is on the set, and everyone confirmed it, and everyone's like, well, where is he coming from? And then he came out with an interview on Variety. I don't want anyone. Okay, if this is gonna be maybe a spoiler, but he came out in an interview on Variety where he was like, "Yeah, I talked to the director, who's John Watts, and I was like, how am I coming back as the character? Because he says it takes place literally right when Spider-Man 2 takes place, like ends, where he was in the river, and he's
Mm-hmm.
like, and they're de-aging me and stuff, and like, and that's what he said in this interview, and it's like it's moments after that, and that's opens up the whole world of multiverse and live action MCU, and this
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Verse is already a multiverse thing, and I think these are going to connect because Netflix just bought, is it no, Disney Plus just bought the rights to all the Sony properties of Spider-Man
Uh-huh.
to,
I did actually see
so,
something about that.
so they can put all their stuff on Disney Plus, like all the older Spider-Man and all the properties that Sony owns fully.
But
So it
just with
confirms.
Spider-Man, right?
Yeah, just the
Just with
Spider-Man
the
characters.
Mhm.
Well, all the Spider-Man characters. So like
Right, like Venom and shit like
Morbius
that.
and stuff will show up too on that. So all of that, it just confirms that we're getting the live action Spider-Verse. And I think Spider-Verse 3, Into the Spider-Verse 3, and the next Spider-Man will be all in one because we're gonna get every single freaking. I mean,
It's
Sony's.
isn't it interesting that like Spider-Verse kind of just did this to, like, they like, because without Spider-Verse, I mean, I know MCU is already like doing like they've already had their plan of doing
Yeah,
multi dimensions and shit like that. But it seems like Into the Spider-Verse really like spearheaded
they did.
all this stuff, because right after Spider-Verse we got all that shit about Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, Andrew
Yeah,
Garfield coming back, and then Flashpoint
yeah,
did
yeah.
like, we're gonna bring back Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck, and all this shit.
Yeah,
It's interesting. I mean, like,
that's
it's not a
literally
bad
because I
idea.
think they thought that idea, because there was interviews with Sony where they're like, well, yeah, we want to do that. We wanted all of our Spider-Man to cross over eventually or do something like that.
Mhm.
They said that they always wanted to do that, but they never thought it could work. And so they're like, well, we'll just do an animated movie and say it's not really. And then it worked so well
Well, see, that's what I was just gonna say. I think it works better
because there was a version where
animated.
there was a version with Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland, and Tobey Maguire in the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
And they cut it out because they're like, well, we don't know if this is going to be successful, so we don't want to put all our eggs in one thing right away.
Well, Tobey Maguire was originally supposed to be the slacker,
Oh, that would have been cool.
but they gave it to Jake Johnson because of, for some reason, I think it was because Tobey Maguire was like asking
I
for
think
too
that
much
because
money.
they were like, well, we don't know how successful this is actually going to be.
Yeah, but I that's what I was just gonna say though. I mean, like something with like Spider-Man. I mean, like, hey, I think it'd be fucking awesome to see Tobey Maguire and as back
Yeah,
as
no, the more I
Spider-Man.
learn
I'm not
about
really a
this
fan
movie,
of Andrew Garfield, but I mean, like,
I'm okay with it. I mean, he's
not
my
not
second
not his
favorite.
Spider-Man. I think he's a great actor. I
Yeah,
think he's a
yeah, I'm
fantastic
okay.
actor.
Yeah,
But I wasn't a fan of his Spider-Man. But I mean,
Mhm.
I'm as much as I would love to see that, I think that there's something special about Into the Spider-Verse.
I'm gonna get so emotional if I see Sam Raimi's Spider-Man again. I'm honestly gonna get so emotional because there are
Yeah.
leaks, and I kind of want to say about like, there's leaks about them being in the new one, and that they're gonna be in the second and third act and have individual arcs in the movie. It's like what? And then I think it's gonna lead in Doctor Strange too because it's multiverse of madness, so everything's gonna be
Mhm.
happening. Um, and that'll introduce like probably X-Men and stuff because it's just MCU multiverse stuff. But hey, that's all a different story because that's all just coming. That's coming out in December. Spider-Man's coming out in December.
Oh shit! Of this year?
Yeah, like the new one,
Oh wow!
MCU.
No fucking way!
Yeah, it's a Christmas movie. It's
Oh
gonna be
my god!
huge.
I didn't know that.
Well, Spider-Verse, October 7th, 2022.
Yeah, Spider-Verse. I'm very very interested in. I love that first movie, man. That's seriously my favorite Spider-Man movie. One of my
Mhm.
favorite animated movies of all time, and definitely it reaches my top 10
Did the
favorite movies.
I forgot, did they write it? The duo? The
I
producer?
think it was just Phil Lord.
Because they're both writing it now on this next one together. They're
Yeah,
on the writing
there
team.
were a lot of writers for Spider-Verse, but that's just how it is with a lot of animated movies.
Mhm.
It's something different with animation when you see multiple directors and writers because there's just so much going on with that. Unlike if we see a live action movie and we see like 8 writers, we're always like,
Yeah,
that's not good.
yeah,
It got passed around quite a bit.
yeah. That's true. Yeah, I'm excited for this one.
Yeah.
That's how I usually segue.
Yeah. So,
This
anyways,
next one is I think it's just really funny. Okay, so you remember we talked about Lil Yachty's Uno, Mattel
no.
Films and stuff.
Hmm.
They're
Hmm.
making another film with Universal Pictures, and Vin Diesel is attached. Rock'em Sock'em Robots. Red versus Blue. According to Deadline, it follows a father and a son who form an unlikely bond with an advanced war machine. I mean, this sounds like Hugh Jackman's Real Steel, doesn't it?
That's what I was just gonna say, but also this sounds like the worst idea ever.
Like what? Rock'em
I don't.
Sock'em.
I mean
That was a
that
fun game.
that sounds like more of a chance to be an actual cohesive story than the Little Yachty Uno heist film. This sounds like the Bunkers
I want more
fever
information
dream.
about that. I need a
I do
follow up.
too.
I don't
I do
know
too.
what to expect.
But Rock'em Sock'em Robots with Vin Diesel, man. I think Vin Diesel should just stop. You know,
He has a
he's just one
quote.
of those. Oh God, what does he say?
I was gonna. I don't know how to do it.
Family.
I don't know. Yeah.
Uh,
To take the classic. I can't do it. To take the classic Rock'em Sock'em game with Mattel as my partner and align it with the kind of world building, franchise making success we have had with Universal is truly exciting. I mean,
how
Universal has made a lot of franchise films, but I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. I mean, Fast and Furious is going to
Dude,
space.
how many franchises can Vin Diesel try to start? That's
Yeah.
not Fast and Furious. We have so many
Triple
now.
X
We have Triple X. We have Bloodline or whatever the
or
hell that movie
Bloodshot.
was called,
Yeah.
Bloodshot. We have that one, The Last Witch Hunter.
Yeah, there's
We
a sequel
have
to that. Oh yeah. He was
well, no,
like,
these
he
these are
posted
movies
about
that
it too. Yeah, he posted about it. He was like, the long awaited. I've been writing this since the last one. And like it got like 12 likes
yeah, dude,
on
no, like that's the
Instagram.
thing. Like no one cares about Vin Diesel anymore. And that's the saddest part. Unless he's doing Fast and Furious, unless he's saying I am Groot. Nobody gives a shit about Vin Diesel, and that's because Vin Diesel
Didn't he made
is
music?
just up his own ass.
He has like a couple anthems.
No
Remember, dude, you should
way.
hear that. Yeah, he sings and everything.
Oh no. I gotta listen to one of
The
those really
writer of
quick.
this Rock'em Sock'em is Ryan Engel. He wrote Rampage and The Commuter. So The Commuter was that Liam Neeson train movie. It wasn't very good. And Rampage, it's a fun movie. It's a popcorn movie.
Well, see, that's what I was just gonna say. It sounds like with Rock'em Sock'em Robots, it sounded like they were gonna get The Rock, but The Rock said no. So they were like, let's just go with his arch enemy, Vin Diesel.
Now it's called Diesel'em Sock'em.
Rock'em Diesel Sock'em Rock'em.
Rock'em Sock'em. Yeah. Other Mattel projects coming is American Girl, Barbie, Hot Wheels, Magic 8 Ball, Masters of the Universe, Thomas and Friends, and Lil Yachty's Uno. Mattel. I told you we're gonna
Dude,
be talking about it for the next few years.
I bet you they were trying to get him to do the Hot Wheels. I bet you they're going to try to get him to do the Hot Wheels.
Oh yeah, because they already have the writing team. He's probably gonna make a cameo as Dominic Toretto. Be like,
yeah,
or something.
yeah. No, he's gonna do something with that.
Rock'em Sock'em. What color did you usually do when you were?
I was usually red, I believe.
Really?
Yeah, but my brother and I, we broke every single one.
Yeah, we broke all of them within 5 fights.
Yeah.
Because that literally is just smashing the left and right punch, right?
Yeah.
And moving it.
It was all pretty much by chance. Like I would always say. I mean, like, because there'd be some times where I would just literally be doing the same
You're not even
thing,
touching, yeah.
and then I would win or I would lose. It was always just different. My brother and I, we would get them. Like we only got like 3 of them because the first time we broke it, the second time we broke it because him and I got into a fight, and then the third time it just like it just broke, and we wanted another one because we loved playing with them. But my mom was like, "You guys are never getting Rock'em Sock'em Robots ever."
Yeah, I played with them a little bit. I because me and my brother actually just would box after a while. We were like, this isn't fun,
right?
Got real boxing gloves eventually.
Exactly.
I think there's gonna be a big moment, obviously, in the movie where like the little, because it's about a father and son. There's definitely a moment. It's gonna be like Bumblebee, where the son like comes across this war machine and it thinks it's dead and gets hurt, and its head pops up and it's like, oh no, and it's just gonna be like walking around and then fix its own head.
Yeah. Oh,
the first moment it's gonna be like, this is a Rock'em Sock'em.
We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Let's see. Do you know who Joey Ramone is of the Ramones?
Yes, I've heard about this.
You know what I'm gonna get into?
I think I do.
The Ramones, they sing "I Want to Be Sedated," Blitzkrieg Bop. You know that crazy.
Yeah, no, I love the
Ramones. They're like the first like rock stars to throw TVs out the window and stuff.
Windows out the TV.
Windows out the TV. But they were the first like them people to do that kind of. And then Pete Davidson is doing this one. He's gonna play Joey Ramone, originally the drummer, and then he became the lead singer of the Ramones.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, it is. He apparently Joey Ramone had a body, like a actual physical problem where he was actually super lanky and stuff. And because apparently there's like people that were like, why, when this was announced, they were like, why wouldn't they cast Adam Driver? Because Adam Driver is very long too and big, which would have been good casting.
And can sing.
Yeah. He's very true. Pete Davidson, I wonder what he's going to do, because this is his collaboration with the guy he made Big Time Adolescence with.
Yes.
Jason Orley. Orley.
I don't know about this, but I mean, like I'm a fan of Pete Davidson. I think that he is doing something with his career that like he's gonna be doing some stuff that we're not gonna see coming, such as this. But it does raise the question, because he's supposed to be a singer in it. And we've heard Pete Davidson sing.
Have you heard the Ramones though? They're not actually singing. They're kind of like,
right. Yeah, that's true.
So it's kind of punky. True. That was the big thing about them, is like, well, he can't actually sing, but people will listen to him. That was like kind of like the Sex Pistols. They're like, was it the Sex Pistols? Were like, none of us know how to play instruments. We just I think that's what they said. Just
stumbled. Yeah,
but this is based on a book, based on a book by the brother of Joey Ramone. His name's Mickey Lee. It's called "I Slept with Joey Ramone," and the estate of Joey Ramone is supportive and cooperating with the film to tell.
Nice.
That's what I agree. That's why it made me really excited, because it's like, it's not just Pete Davidson being like another Motley Crue movie. That movie sucked. What was it called?
I fucking hated that movie. The Dirt.
The Dirt. That movie was bad.
Awful. Awful.
And I think it's because Pete Davidson really loves that culture, truly. And
Oh
I think
yeah,
that's why he gave
it's
it a shot. And I think that's why he's like, well, I need to be the person who's going to be telling the story. Because I read this story, like, speaking of robots and stuff, like Jonah Hill almost did the sequel to
yes.
Transformers. And Seth Rogen was
I've
like,
read that
you
too.
want to get paid to do a transform, like a robot movie, then make your own robot movie. If
Yeah.
people want you in a robot movie, then make your own. And that's why he
Yeah.
turned down the Transformers movie, which is cool. And that's how I feel about this is Seth Rogen's mentality of um, doing things with purpose. And so I think Pete Davidson is going to definitely have a reason for doing this, because this was originally supposed to be done by Nick Cassavetes in 2017. He was attached.
Ooh,
So it's like a real
interesting.
intense story. The book synopsis reads as when the Ramones recorded their debut album in 1976, it heralded the true birth of punk rock. Unforgettable frontman Joey Ramone gave voice to the disaffected youth of the 70s and 80s. The band influenced the counterculture for decades to come. With honesty, humor, and grace, Joey's brother, Mickey Lay, shares a fascinating, intimate look at the turbulent life of one of America's greatest and unlikeliest music icons. While the music lives on for generations to discover, I Slept with Joey Ramone is an enduring portrait of a man who struggled to find his voice.
Nice. Okay. Okay.
And there's a lot of
Oh,
like, I looked up some stories about Joey Ramone. It's pretty intense, actually. He's got
yeah, no, he was a crazy guy, but he was very
quite
genuine
quite
though.
literally though that he was diagnosed with schizophrenia and extreme OCD, which eventually led to his death. Actually,
Yeah, which is interesting. That's why it's like
Mhm.
like Pete Davidson is kind of a perfect match for him
Yeah,
because Pete
because
Davidson's crazy too.
yeah, he's open
But
about that stuff and like about how to deal with it and everything. So yeah.
mhm. But it does just raise the question though if he can pull it off, because that's a lot right there. But with having the family estate being with it, then
Mhm.
that's very rare. You don't get
That's
that a
like what we
lot.
were talking about with Louis Armstrong. Like, like they were
Yeah,
supposed to make that Forrest Whitaker one. The estate was like yes, and then it didn't come to fruition, and they haven't approved any other movie since. So
yeah.
yeah, there's like some crazy things about Joey Ramone is like him and the other band member, I believe Johnny. They were like they hated each other like for like 15 years of like during the time they were together as a band, and even when Joey was dying, Johnny, he was the guitarist.
Mhm.
He's like he said he's not my friend and I'm not going to go see him, when people were like you should make amends with him, and I was like
Right.
what, that was like they were in a band for so long. It's pretty wild. So it's going to be a turbulent movie for sure about this guy, because there's a quote that his brother said from the book that said he would hear voices telling him that he didn't close the door correctly and would have to do it 20 times like that.
Oh yeah, no,
That form of intense OCD is insane. And like they're saying like in the whole book it explains how the rhythm of music and everything that he did as his job was basically what kept him going through life, because the doctor said he wouldn't be able to socialize or go anywhere, but
mm.
the music he made was like the thing that made him loose. And
It sounds
so
like Daniel Johnston. You know about Daniel Johnston?
I do not.
He was also had hardcore schizophrenia and OCD, and he believed that he started worshiping the devil. Like he was like a church kid for the longest time,
Mhm.
and then he started taking a shit ton of acid.
Who
And
is he, an artist of some sort?
yeah, he's a singer songwriter.
Okay.
He's someone that he's super underground, and he was like one of the first independent uh uh artists, and
Mhm.
like people like Kurt Cobain. You probably know the drawings that he would do, because those are like Kurt Cobain was a huge Daniel Johnston
Mhm.
fan,
I'll probably,
and
yeah, maybe I'll
you
recognize
probably
the artist.
know like a couple of his songs too. But most of his songs, like his albums, he would just record them in his basement, so they were like really grungy,
Mhm.
and he didn't really know how to sing that well, and he was an expert piano player, but he was not a good guitar player. So it was just it's just a bunch of, it
Interesting.
sounds
What
like
was his name again?
Daniel Johnston.
All
He
right,
was
I'll
the
have to look
reason
him up.
why I bought my little piano and started doing my shit,
Wow, that's nice.
because it was so bad but so good. He has this
Yeah,
one
yeah.
song called Casper the Friendly Ghost that's just like, whenever I show people, they're always like, is this supposed to be good? Do you actually like this? And I'm
Mhm.
like, yeah.
Is this ironic? No, this is legit.
This is legit. I
Um,
know this is not that good, but I fucking love it.
yeah, I'm
Yeah, no, it
excited for the
sounds
same
like
reason as you that Pete Davidson is going to go. I think he's going in the right direction. He's just got to be able to pull it off. He's making right
exactly.
decisions because it's just he
Well,
has to
that director
prevail.
too. That
Yeah,
director is good. Like
yeah,
I know
I
he
agree.
only did Big Time Adolescence, but that was a solid
That's
first film.
vision. It showed vision. Like
Yes, it did.
yeah.
Yes, it did. Yeah, no. I'm interested. But
Um,
we'll see once we get like when we get like pictures
yeah, when we get
and
the
stuff.
screen tests and stuff that they do. Um,
Yeah.
tell me about this movie that you keep. I want to do a review on this movie now because you have talked about it multiple times when we've crossed paths and everything. Barb and
Oh.
Star go to Vista Del Mar.
Oh,
Can you just talk about this for
Barb
like
and
literally like
Star.
45 seconds real quick? Like it's bizarre, isn't it? It's Kristen Wiig and who is the other
Yeah,
actress?
I can't remember her name, but she
Annie
is also the
Mumolo.
writer.
Annie
Yeah, she
Mumolo.
was also the writer of Bridesmaids with Kristen Wiig. Barb and
Which
Star
they won
is
an Oscar for.
they were nominated, they didn't win.
Oh, nominated Best Original
This
Screenplay.
one they should win the Oscar.
Yeah.
No. No, it's such a wacky movie. It's so hard to explain though. Like the best part about it was the marketing and of the not knowing,
Yeah.
because the marketing of this movie,
They had like
there
two trailers and
yeah,
they hid
and
like
they
the
were
face.
very short and you didn't see anything that happens in the movie. Like
Yeah.
literally, like you don't see a
It's just like a
goddamn thing
conversation between
happens.
the two characters and it doesn't even show their
Yeah,
head, their
and it's
faces.
just like a series of shots that, and most of the shots are not in the movie, and it's literally just a fuck you, like being like, oh, this is what you think you're gonna get, but when you watch it, it's just completely insane. I like
Yes.
to compare it to, I like to say if Austin Powers and Wet Hot American Summer had a baby, and the baby somehow managed to be way funnier
That's
in many
awesome.
different ways.
So those two are making Disney approach them to
Oh
make
no.
the Evil Stepsisters solo movie.
Why does this keep happening,
I
Elijah?
mean, that's why it's like it's good team, interesting, peculiar why idea. Because I mean, theoretically, this could be very good because of its creators, but again, it is not it's kind of an original story. We don't know that much about the sisters.
It's as original as Corella.
It's as Cruella, Maleficent. They're also making a Gaston and LeFou like mini series on Disney Plus from the live action
Fuck off,
Cinderella.
Disney.
And but this is also produced by Gloria Sanchez Productions. I think that's the one that's like because Will Ferrell's attached to that one too.
Yeah.
So I
Will
think
Ferrell and
Gloria
Adam McKay's
Sanchez is like
production.
a sister production of Gary Sanchez, right?
Yeah, no, that's whenever
That's
they're
funny.
doing like,
That's the first
yeah,
time I've heard of Gloria
whenever
Sanchez.
they're
I was like,
doing their
that's hilarious.
female films, because they did
Kristen Wiig's probably highly involved with that, or
oh
maybe
yeah,
it's Annie Mumolo.
well they did
Both of them.
Barb and Star as
So this is
well.
going to be their third collaboration. But yeah,
Mhm.
it says that they're not sure if the two writers are going to be the actresses too to play the older versions, because apparently it's going to be a musical comedy from the point of view of the sisters growing up. So they're going to be young versions of Anastasia and Gisela Tremaine struggling to uphold their family legacy.
Dude, like the thing is with this especially is that I really hardcore do not want to see those sisters be sympathized because they're so shitty.
That's
It's
true. Well,
like,
so is Cruella. Why are they sympathizing
and
villains?
so is
Maleficent.
Maleficent. Like it's just I hate
Why
it.
are
I
they
hate it.
sympathizing
I have
villains?
no idea. I don't know what the appeal is. I know I love a good anti-hero as much as the next guy, and I love villains that you can empathize with. But I don't like the
Yeah.
entire thing being that, especially for Disney property. It's one thing when it's like Joker, when it's like you're interested to see how a character like that becomes
Yeah, that's different
the
though.
Joker. Yeah,
I
and
feel like
it's more hardcore too.
I
Like
don't think
you're more
anyone walked out
interested.
of Joker why maybe they did thinking Joker did the right thing.
Oh yeah, a lot of people
They
did.
did?
Too many people did actually. Yeah, it had the old taxi driver effect, where people defended his actions because society wronged him. Besides that,
I mean, okay,
that
yeah.
being said, though, this is Disney we're talking about, and with something like Joker, it's understandable why those conversations are happening, because that's the reason why the movie is made, because it's asking questions about mental health and
Yeah.
shit like that. But we don't need that with the Disney villains.
Yeah,
Like I really don't understand this at all. Like I don't get the mass appeal that Disney has on making these solo villain films that just make no
From a
fucking
marketing
sense.
standpoint, it makes complete sense, company standpoint. But as a
Well, yeah,
creator, it's
for
just like,
money.
because I have some friends who get so pissed about seeing reboots and stuff. They're like,
Mm, I'm
go
one of
to a
them.
they're like, go to a film school and just ask for better ideas. And it's just like, and that's like what one of my friends tweeted. And I'm like, that's true. Like they should do that, but it's not safe. And but like
It's
I
not
agree.
marketable.
It's I from a storytelling standpoint,
So
I
bad.
feel indifferent because I can go either way with it. Because I
Uh-huh.
am a person who loves a continuation of some sorts if it's done right, but more often than not, it's not right, and often it's not planned. If it's planned, it makes sense, but these are not planned. This movie, when
Uh-huh.
was Cinderella made originally? Like the story,
The
so long ago.
30s. Oh no, the original story. Oh my god, like the 1800s
It's
probably.
ridiculous, and so yeah, it's just
Isn't that
the
ridiculous
point of
though?
view things is a little different. Like
I totally
post,
agree though, where it's like it's just like why, like these are such dated stories. Like just fucking move on. Like stop it with the
I didn't even watch that
Cinderellas
one.
and the
Yeah.
Sleeping Beauties and the it's so done.
Mhm.
Just do something fucking new. Like
Yeah.
I was watching a little bit of the new Disney movie, the Raya and the
Oh yeah, I watched that one.
it's like, dude, you guys still can do it because
Yeah.
that's a good movie.
Yeah,
Like I
I
didn't
watched
finish
that.
it,
I watched that.
but
Yeah, I was kind of falling asleep, like off and on while watching it. But my mom watched it right next to me, and she was just like, "Wow, this is I haven't seen it like this before." And I'm like, "That's true, I guess."
yeah,
It was like telling her, it's like, "Well, it's the first fully computer generated movie they've made," so that's why it's like they still have things that they can do, and that they're still like advancing toward. Like that's just this year was the first fully computer generated movie they made. Like what else can they do now that they're
interesting,
doing going fully computer generated? Isn't that wild?
right? Yeah, I thought that they've
Like
done it.
with Brave or something. No, not this is the
Well,
first. Like,
Brave was
oh yeah, yeah,
Pixar.
that's true. Never mind. Yeah, but
Uh-huh.
it's wild.
Yeah,
But
no,
yeah,
that's
speaking of
interesting.
all those like, this next one sounds like it's going to be a really original idea, but because it's inspired by some classic works, but it sounds like an original idea. It's Seth Rogen again, like we mentioned earlier. We're gonna have two stories about Seth Rogen right here. These last, yeah, okay. So Seth Rogen is going to make this movie. He did an interview with the New York Times recently, which I talked about, where he mentioned the Jonah Hill story about him being and about making movies that you want to make. So Seth Rogen has said that he's making this movie, which is currently entitled Escape, um, for about like 5+ years with his collaborator Goldberg. He said that it's
Nice.
inspired by big budget action films of like Jackie Chan and Buster Keaton, and he's comparing the ambition to something like The Artist from 2011.
Oh, the
Because
Disaster Artist.
no, the Artist, the silent film,
Oh, okay.
2011, the one that was nominated. He said it's going to be ambitious like that. Originally, the idea was pitched as with having zero dialogue. When he was talking about Pineapple Express and Neighbors, he talked about the most memorable parts according to the audience. He said that uh, were the moments of action and like people like the stunts. All the stunts were like the most things people were talking about. And Rogan said, "Why are those just the supporting things? Why are those amidst a sea of talkie jokes only popping up once in a while? Why don't we make a bunch of these jokes not rely on verbal humor?" He said he has the whole film storyboarded already. And I love this idea just from how he describes it, because Jackie Chan and Buster Keaton are my like two favorite physical actors. Like Charlie
Yeah,
Chaplin is always like sneaking up as like, oh yeah, he
I
was
love Chaplin.
one of the OGs, but like Buster Keaton has my heart, and
Uh-huh.
Jackie Chan was my first like person growing up seeing that live.
Right.
And my favorite thing about Jackie Chan was when he would do fights and stuff, like when he would get things thrown at him, he would like react, and like when it would hit his hands or punch something, he would react and be like, "Ow!" Like the
Ow!
funniest thing in the world. Like that I've have a short film that's literally all action, and it's just like specifics of how fighting is not as easy as it looks. And
Hmm.
it's just like what's a movie that does that really well, where there's just they have a fight, but it's just so super boring because it's like fighting's not easy if you don't fight.
Oh man, there's
They just get winded so fast. Oh,
yeah.
Ford versus Ferrari has a really good one.
Dude,
with Kristen
also,
and Matt Damon. That's a
Train Spotting too has
two.
a
I
good
haven't
one.
seen that one actually.
Oh man,
Is
there's a
it really?
really, really, really good one of Ewan McGregor and
Lee Miller.
Johnny Lee Miller fighting, and it goes
They
on
just get
forever,
so
and it's
tired.
just and it's yeah, it's just like oh man, it's just gnarly.
Yeah,
But
I love that.
I love this. I love Seth Rogen, man. I actually just last night, technically this morning, this is why I woke up so late. I watched Funny People. I rewatched Funny People.
Nice. It was one of those days.
So good. Like it was just one of those things. Like I was just in my living room and was just like I just saw it because my buddy Sean was trying to find Tommy Boy while I was at work, so he destroyed my living room and kind of spread my movies all over the place.
He
And Funny People was
Wayne-Banded. He
just
just like
staring at me.
he just sprawled them all out, and he was like, "Where is
Yeah,
it?"
yeah.
He made it a
By the way,
game for
Sean,
himself.
if you're watching this, fuck you. You're not getting my Tommy Boy. He's been obsessed with getting my Tommy Boy for a bit, and I don't trust you with it. I literally had to hide it. Anyways, I just saw Funny People, and dude, Seth Rogen's amazing in that, and it just reminded me how good of an actor he is, and not just that, but like he was just like especially at the beginning of his career, like he was just so smart at what he did, like especially with his writing, like he had like hits back to back where it was super bad, Pineapple Express.
Yeah,
um
and it's not over. He's still creating such good
well,
stuff.
now he's just
Like he's just a
becoming like an
good
expert
creator.
director.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everything. He's just a creator now.
yeah,
He made this new company. Have you seen his ceramics? Like he makes like ashtrays now, and he
yes,
has
yeah,
his own weed company and stuff, and it's called Houseplant. And like you
yeah.
can buy his ceramics and his smoking set, not the weed and stuff,
Hmm.
anywhere, and you'll get shipped like a vase
Yeah,
for flowers. You'll get shipped ashtray that they made that's designed by him, and it's like actually some really nice like house stuff. And
I
then
know
he
you can
also
tell
has
that
his
he's
own
been
weed strain
yeah,
attached to that, which you can only get in California. But it's wild.
yeah,
He's
no,
like
he's the ultimate entrepreneur.
he is
he
now, yeah, because he is.
but he's just a great director too. Have you seen the show called Black Monday
I haven't yet.
with
That's
Don
Don
Cheadle
Cheadle. No, I
and
haven't seen
Andrew
that.
Reynolds and Regina Hall? Dude, like
Is that still
they've only
going? That's on
directed
Showtime, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I only watched the first season and I think they've only directed like a few episodes, but it's super good. You can just see like in the future them doing like a movie like The Big Short, you know,
Oh yeah,
like Seth Rogen
definitely.
and
They're
Evan
leaning in
Goldberg
that
or
where it's yeah, they're gonna have they won an Academy Award or been
no, they
nominated
have
yet?
not. They haven't been nominated at all. I think the
I
only thing
guarantee
that
you
they
this
got
one's gonna I
nominated.
feel like this one will because they're saying it's ambitious like the artist and they're trying to make it
Mhm.
something different.
Yeah, the only thing that got nominated on their company was the Disaster Artist,
Oh yeah.
which was
We're gonna say another Seth Rogen story because we talked about how good of a creator he is, but this is not an original idea. This is an existing IP that has been attempted over and over and over. Did you know he's making a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie?
oh god, no, I did not. I did
Yeah,
not
he
know that.
it was announced last year and it's gonna be by Nickelodeon. It's their
Of
first
course.
CG animated TMNT film. I don't know where it's at in production and stuff, but it was announced like a year ago and that he's making it. He has a
Mhm.
quote. I mean, I'm not that attached to TMNT. Like I saw some
Same.
old ones.
Yeah,
They're okay.
I
I
loved
I would love to
the
see a good one.
movies.
Yeah, I mean, I don't dislike them. I don't hate them. I
Yeah,
don't like them a lot.
they're cheesy fun.
I like the actors and the new ones that were the computer generated. Like I remember looking at how they made it. I thought the production of that was pretty interesting.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
about it.
those were Michael Bay'd the fuck up.
It was weird, but
Yeah.
this yeah, Seth Rogen's making one with his team with his collaborating partner, and this is a quote he said: "As a lifelong fan of Ninja Turtles, weirdly, the teenage part of TMNT was always the part that stuck out to me the most. And as someone who loves teenage movies and who's made a lot of teenage movies and who literally got their start in the entire profession by writing a teenage movie, the idea of kind of honing in on that element was really exciting to us. I mean, not disregarding the rest, but really using that as kind of a jumping off point.
Yes. Yeah.
I think that's a good approach.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's so sad
I'm
to me,
just
dude.
trying to get some sort of reboot or something out of you that you're just like, yeah, okay. Because so far, every remake, reboot, sequel, you're like, ah,
Yeah.
but we'll
Gives me
see.
like yeah.
Original
Well,
ideas will thrive. I agree with you, but I'm just I like stories.
I will
So
say this. I mean, like I think that he is very smart of what he chooses to produce
mhm,
and what he chooses to stick his name on. Even though I
yes,
wasn't a fan of like Good Boys and uh Yeah, no, that's like
Yeah.
pretty much the only one I can think of that was like really like, okay, that one's pretty typical.
Yeah.
But I feel bad for Paramount and Nickelodeon
Why?
because they just keep trying and they keep failing, especially with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
I mean,
man.
remember Rango? That was good.
I love Rango. No, Rango's the only like modern movie that they've done that's really good. But I mean, like, I just watched the new SpongeBob movie, and like remember when The Mummy came out with Tom Cruise, or when the first Justice League came out, and they did those new logos for the beginning, like for the beginning of the movies, and so Paramount did that for Paramount Animation, and it's this huge, just all the shit's happening, and I just watched it. And I was like, damn, that sucks, man, because
It
that
just
movie
doesn't feel the same.
bombs,
Oh man.
and
Oh
no one
yeah, they
liked
had
it.
like event ones like before movies where they're like
Yeah,
specially created for this movie sort of thing, right?
yeah,
And you're like,
yeah.
yeah, okay, I remember that.
It's so sad because Paramount has not had a hit movie, and I think the last movie was the second SpongeBob movie
Yeah, they
was
haven't.
there,
Well, for
and
animated,
the Mission Impossible films. Those are the only things that are keeping them alive, and Jackass. No, surprisingly, Jackass is like one of Paramount's main things. Besides Action Point, Action Point failed, but
that's all Paramount. Wow,
yeah. But Paramount overall, though, I mean, like, I love Paramount. I thought like they have
Paramount's a
some of my favorite
powerhouse.
movies.
Still, they will
Yeah,
always be.
they have some of my favorite movies. Tommy Boy and Good Burger. Love Good Burger.
Yeah,
Um, no, they have some solid ones, but it's just overall. Lately I feel really bad for them because the only movies that have been successful are Mission Impossible and SpongeBob,
the
and
'90s
even the
ones.
last SpongeBob movie
Yeah,
couldn't even do it. That
that's
one
because
was
they
really
changed
bad.
it. They changed it all.
Yeah.
I mean,
Did you watch
that
the new
first
SpongeBob?
3D one was good, but the second one that came out, what is this new one? What is this new one?
Sponge on the Run, I think it's called. I don't
Was that's the one
remember.
with Keanu Reeves as Sage?
Yeah, dude, it's so
Yeah,
fucking
no.
bad.
I mean,
It's
I can't.
so
I don't
bad.
know why that one seems so different because the one before that was okay,
I really like that
even
one.
though the art was different. It was okay, but
Yeah,
the
I
one
really
before
like that
that
one.
was just classic.
I
Where
love
they
the
they
first
jo- they
SpongeBob
pulled a,
movie.
they pulled a they pulled a Toy Story 3 and killed them for a moment, and we're like, what?
Yeah.
They're dead. They
Well, that was
dried
that was the
out.
thing that was supposed to end all of SpongeBob, but then of course the money making bastards are like, we can keep this going. Dude, I started watching, not even started. I only watched the first episode of the Coral
Oh yeah.
SpongeBob show. Holy shit, dude. It's just so sad.
It's not for me anymore.
It's not for me.
We're old now.
We are, dude. Now that we're men, we have facial hair. Now that we're men, I changed my underwear. Now that we're men,
that's all the news we
this is
have, Justin.
manly things. Really?
Yes, that is.
Okay. All right.
I thought we were going to go a little bit longer on this one but we didn't. We have one more thing to talk about, though.
What's up?
We are doing another decom.
Yes, decom
And it's
revisited.
about time. I'm going to do something different with this decom. We're going to talk about it a little bit right now. It's from 1998. How old were you? 2? In 1998?
I was born 96. So yeah, 2.
I don't know exactly the month, so probably like 2. Yeah, I was 2. This is the third decom to ever exist, technically.
Really?
Yeah, once they switched decoms. I forgot what year it was, but I'll tell you what the first decom was in a second. This one is Brink. The Brink is the third decom to ever exist. It came out in 1998. And Brink goes as, what do you remember about Brink?
Bikes.
Bikes?
Yeah.
That's a different movie.
Oh, really?
Yes, because Brink is set in the world of aggressive inline skating. Andy Brink Brinker and his inline skating crew.
Wait, what's his name?
Andy Brink Brinker. His nickname's Brink. Hence Brink. And his skating crew, Peter, Jordy, and Gabriella, who call themselves Soul Skaters, which means they skate for the fun of it and not for the money, clash with a group of sponsored skaters, Team X Blades, led by Val, with whom they attend high school in Southern California. When Brink discovers his family is in financial trouble, he goes against the wishes of his parents and his friends and joins Team X Blades. Brink tries to lead a double life, but will he be able to pull it off?
Yeah, I don't remember this at all.
Really?
I thought that this was the movie where the brother is like, it's like a BMX movie, and the brother breaks his leg, and so his sister pretends to be
Oh,
him.
that's Supercross, I think.
Yeah. That's what
That's
I
a
thought.
good one.
That's what I thought Brink was. And now I'm really glad that we're gonna do this, because I don't remember this movie at all.
Nice. Not at all. At all.
At all. Like none of that, everything you just said, like had nothing came up in my
Interesting.
brain. Maybe if I watch it, it'll some things will pop up, because I do remember that name.
Because I remember it pretty well.
I remember the title.
Actually, I think I do.
Yeah, I guess that's just the title for me. So I mean, like my nostalgia rating right now would probably be like a 2.
Look up the picture of it, because he's like a posing in the air with skates. Once you see the poster, it's orange. He's wearing orange, I believe. But I found out that this film is loosely based on a novel from 1865.
What?
It's loosely based on Hans Brinker, or
What?
the Silver Skates. So Brinker is actually source material from 1865. But the original story, it's Hans Brinker, or the Silver Skates, is a colorful fictional portrait of the early 19th century Dutch life, as well as a tale of youthful honor. The Silver Skates in the title is the award for the winner of the ice skating race. And the book introduced the sport of Dutch speed skating to Americans.
That's hysterical.
Isn't that wild? I mean, there's some other movies like that are inspired by old like plays and stuff. Like Clueless, it's inspired by an old novel.
Yeah, by Jane Austen.
Jane Austen, yeah. I think that's hilarious. I didn't know that.
Well, dude, check it out, man. The writer of this movie has done a lot.
He did The Other Me.
He did the Care Bears Big Wish movie. He also did Beethoven's Third. He did The Other Me.
Hey, do you remember the famous Jet Jackson?
Yeah, man.
He did one episode of that. I love
he
that
also
show.
did Totally Spies. Oh fuck.
The director did his name's Greg Beeman. He did Bushwhacked, Mom and Dad Save the World, License to Drive, another DCOM, A Ring of Endless Light, that DCOM. And he tried to make an Aquaman TV show in 2006 with the guy from This Is Us, one of the guys from This Is Us.
Oh my god. He also did Miracle in Lane 2 and Frankie Muniz.
Oh yeah. The sequel is a sequel, right?
No, that's the thing about that movie. It's just supposed to be the name of Lane 2. Yeah. Dude, my brother and I remember when that movie came out, my brother and I would always be like, where's Miracle of Lane? And my mom was like, does that make sense to you? Miracle of Lane? We're like, yeah. I mean, like, and she's like, well, say the title of the movie, Miracle of Lane 2. Oh, what the fuck is this nonsense?
You got like a whole lecture on it. That's why you remember. You're like, what?
Yeah. And my brother and I, we were really confused about that for a second. We were like, why is there no first one?
I found out that the lead of this guy, his name's Eric Von Detten. He's the voice of Sid from Toy Story. I didn't know that. He's the voice of Sid in the original Toy Story, and he comes back for Toy Story 3 as the one scene.
Dude, yeah, no, I don't remember a damn thing about this movie. It's so funny that I don't remember anything about this.
Nice.
I mean, like, I feel like
you have an older sibling. How much older is he than you?
2 years.
2 years?
Yeah. Dude,
maybe he'll know about it more.
Oh, definitely.
I'm the youngest of 5 in total. I'm the 5th child. So they all were watching these ones like a little. Well, I was way young, but I remember watching it because they would rewatch it. You know.
Yeah.
That's
dude.
Why.
It's so funny. I'm on Wikipedia right now for just looking up some shit about Disney Channel movies.
Yeah.
The 90s. You know, at the bottom, like after the external links, it has like other like stuff that's related to.
Yeah, things that were mentioned and stuff.
So I'm just like looking at Disney Channel original movies, and the 90s only has like one line of movies, but the 2000s has it's fucking huge.
Yeah,
there's so many,
because it was right at the end of the 90s.
Yeah,
when the DComs came out, no, wait, yeah, like late.
Well, it started hitting like in 2000s
because this is like we said, this is the third DCom. The first DCom officially that was released as a DCom was Under Wraps.
Probably the best Disney Channel.
I don't know what this one is, and then You Lucky Dog was followed up, and I haven't seen either of those. Brink was my
You Lucky Dog. I was going to watch. I was gonna mention it, but I really can't support Kirk Cameron. But dude, Under Wraps is really good. But I wanna save that one.
Yeah.
So
There's still a lot we can do.
yeah.
We
There are
struggled on this one
3
because we almost went with what was it? Mom's Got a Date with a
Mom's Got a
Vampire.
Date with a Vampire.
We almost did that one, which was
My
gonna be
brother and
fun
I
to
were
do.
talking about it, so that's why I wanted to. Because my brother and I've been telling him about these Disney Channel original movie reviews.
I like barely remember that one, but I remember like I remember it always being dark when I watched it.
Yeah, no, it was one of
We
those
made
movies
it
that
an
fucking scared
experience.
me.
Yeah.
It's, you know, the 90s had 3 of my favorite Disney Channel movies, at least to me. When I was doing my YouTube channel and I was doing like Halloween reviews, I was reviewing all the Under Wraps, Can of Worms, and Don't Look Under the Bed.
I haven't seen any of those.
Dude, Don't Look Under the Bed. We got to do that. We got to save that for Halloween. Though,
growing up, I was never like big on Halloween. I never did it because I lived in the country, like where no one was around. So we didn't go trick or treating or anything. We didn't go into town to do it because the nearest person was like a 10-minute walk away or less.
Right.
We left, so we didn't really celebrate Halloween. We just like sat at home and like it was another day. At school, we'd be like, yeah, candy, but then we would go home and be like,
right,
not really celebrated at all. So
oh man,
I didn't get into Halloween until like high school, actually, where like I would go out and do stuff and be like, wow,
dude, woo. Don't Look Under the Bed is legitimately like the movie got in so much trouble at the time because it's genuinely fucking terrifying. It's genuinely one of the scariest children's films I've ever seen. You know, no, Don't Look Under the Bed.
Oh, okay.
It's like Labyrinth. You know, when you like watch Labyrinth, it's like it's a kids movie, but it's also like this isn't really a kids movie. You haven't seen Labyrinth?
There's so much I haven't seen. I just love movies. I'm not I'm not like you.
I'm not perfect.
You've seen like that's my favorite thing to describe you is I've seen some movies and you've seen the rest of them. So
yeah. We have t-shirts like that. Like like we both have it. Like you say, like yours says I've seen some movies, and then my shirt says I've seen the rest of them.
Yeah, on the back it's your face, and the front it's mine.
Yeah, that's cute. I like that.
That's funny.
Yeah, no, Don't Look Under the Bed is intense, and I think that one would be really good. But I want to wait until Halloween to watch that one.
Oh yeah, I can't wait till Halloween because I haven't seen like any of them. I'm excited to watch Halloween Town in October.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, we'll dive hardcore into all that shit.
And like someone just recently sparked my love of Halloween, like in the last like 2 years, because it's like their favorite holiday, and I like spent Halloween with them one year. And it was awesome. They're like, let's watch these movies. Let's eat candy. And I was like, okay, I haven't done this in forever. It was cool.
Yeah, no. And then one of these days we'll probably dive into High School Musical territory. But
we said we'll give it some time.
Yeah.
Not until we have a lot before that.
Yeah, no, I love Disney Channel movies, man.
Yeah. So
but we still
Brink next week.
The only one that we've watched so far that I can genuinely be like, that was a solid movie was Pixel Perfect.
Really?
Yeah.
It grew on you? Because that's the one that Blanca ripped you apart for, isn't it?
No, she ripped me apart for the last one, Stuck in the Suburbs.
Oh yeah, Pixel Perfect.
Because I loved Stuck in the Suburbs when I was a kid, but it was very I can
see how it's kind of lame, now, but
it was just very bland.
I grew up with like performers and like people who wanted to be artists, singers, and stuff. So I think that's why I connected to it a little more. And my parents are musicians, so I connected to that story. I think that's why I was like, as a kid, I was like, this is sweet.
Oh yeah, no, I love Stuck in the Suburbs when I was a kid. But Pixel Perfect is like the only one so far that's like actually genuinely like. There was stuff in it that I was like, I love this. This is so weird. I think it's because it's just so weird. Like when she's in the dark web, shit's so funny.
Yeah, that goes in a direction that like
it goes so weird.
It's ahead of its time, definitely. That movie could still work today because of how it is.
Yeah, no, it's totally good. Like it's a solid film.
If anything, there'd just be a better. Well, I mean, hey, yeah, it's because it's happening now. AIs are happening now. It is a Black Mirror episode. I think that's what we said about it.
So how many have we done so far? So we done Xenon, Girl of the 21st Century. We did Phantom the Megaplex, right?
Yeah.
After that, we did Phantom.
So we did 4.
And then,
Phantom, and then Pixel, and then Stuck.
Pixel.
This is our 5th.
So our 5th one is going to be Brink. And I'm actually very excited for it. I'm trying not to say Brick because that's a really good Ryan Johnson, Joseph Gordon-Levitt movie.
Let's not confuse.
Which you would love.
I love that one.
Okay, you have seen Brick. Dude, Brick is
highly
fantastic.
That's
I
why I
just
love Knives Out. Like
rewatched
it's
that.
like he's gonna do something really cool. He's good at mystery. He's good at that. Ryan
Dude,
Johnson.
the ending of that movie is so fucking brutal. Like Joseph Gordon-Levitt's just like he's just decaying basically because he's just got his ass kicked so many times and he's just kind of just dying, choking off his own blood. Ugh! So
So
hardcore.
good. So good.
But that's a different movie though.
Yes. But Decon 5, Brink.
Decon 5.
I think that's hilarious that Brinker, the part that you're like, what's his last name? Brinker is the part that's the source material from the 1800s. That's hilarious. I did not know that though. That's cool.
We should
Brink.
I'm gonna go to my local library and try to find the original.
It says
Brink.
this says that the story is about the colorful lifestyle of the 19th century Dutch, and the whole thing's like sketched out in like pen. It's like black and white art because it's so old. It's 1800s.
I love how someone read that and they were like, let's make this about skateboarding.
Yeah, if you look at it's skate. Yeah, like it's if you look up the page of the actual original story, this is like one of the only adaptations of this story. It's weird.
That's so funny.
Brink. Yeah, I think that's cool. Brink next week. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, that's our show. That's History of Popcorn. Follow us on social media, Twitter. I think that's also YouTube. Subscribe, Spotify. Download our episodes. History of Popcorn, new episodes every Tuesday. See you next week, Justin.
Bye, Elijah.
Brink. That's Vin Diesel. Ah.